Hi guys. So I'm coming to you with a different type of video today. This isn't gonna be a makeup look. As you can see, I have no makeup on right now at all whatsoever. My hair looks kind of a mess right now also. But I wanted to come to you guys to pretty much talk to you about confidence and tell you my story of who I am and what I've been through and everything. It may include, disturbing pictures, so if you have a weak stomach or if you can't handle anything like that, please, close out of this video right now. It might not be for you at all whatsoever. But, I totally just want to, let you guys know a little bit about myself. When I was, 4, maybe about to be 5, I was in a really bad car accident. We were, heading to Pittsburgh to go see, my grandparents, my dad's side of the family basically. And pretty much on the way there, 18-wheeler ran us off the road. Somehow the car flipped over. I ended up flying out the window. Car, tumbling. Somehow, I believe my dad said the car ended up on my head. My head was split open. My lungs were collapsed. This scar that I have right here on my forehead was pretty much gone. My eyelid was torn. I had it bad. They pretty much had to revive me. Like, I'm legit, I should be dead right now, basically. It was pretty bad. We went to the children's hospital in Washington. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know, where the accident happened at all whatsoever, but we ended up going to the children's hospital in Washington. I think I was in there for about 3 months or so. This is just based off of, what I know, of course, but I believe I was in there for about 3 months or whatnot, and they were able to, do, I believe, like a skin graft and, fix my head and everything like that, and fix my lungs too or whatnot. I remember once I got home, because when I was in the hospital, I don't remember seeing any mirrors at all. So this is me, I never looked at myself, after the accident or anything like that while I was in the hospital. But once I was able to go home, the first thing I wanted to do was look in the mirror to see what I look like. And when I tell you guys, I was in shock. I was legit in shock. My little sister, she was only maybe about 1 or 2 at the time. She ended up running away from me because she was scared herself. So it was pretty bad, as you guys may see from the photos and whatnot, but at the same time I held up really amazingly. Growing up, to be honest, I'll say it was pretty hard once I got to middle school. Elementary school, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I had kids stare at me, and to be honest, I don't like when people stare at me now just because of that reason, because it just makes me think back to when, younger kids would stare at me because of, how I looked, basically. But elementary school, it really wasn't that bad. Once I got to middle school, that's when it pretty much started getting bad. That's when I experienced the bullying and everything, but it was nothing that I could do about it, I would say 6th grade was the first time I've ever been called Scarface to my face. I remember this day now. I was in my course class, someone said something, or was doing something. I, was trying to be funny, say something smart. Maybe if I didn't say that, he wouldn't have said that. But he ended up calling me Scarface. I ended up going home, crying to my mom because I've never been called that, to my face at least. So it did hurt me a little bit because this is something that I can't fix at all whatsoever. So I ended up, going home crying to my mom. She ends up going up to the school, talking to the principal. I mean, the guy apologized, but at the same time, I'm just thinking, is this what it's gonna be like, Am I gonna be experiencing this all the time? And is my mom gonna have to come up to the school and talk to the principal every single time? Like, it can't be like that. So that's when I pretty much started handling things on my own. Like I wouldn't go home to tell my mom or my dad or, you know, my sister or anything whatsoever. It pretty much got to the point where, you know, when people would call me Scarface, I got called Scarface, I got called Two-Face, I got called Freddy Krueger, I got called it all, basically. It honestly, it got to the point where I would just say I wish I died in the car accident, because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to handle it at all. I'm not gonna cry. I didn't know how to handle it all or anything. And it was really hard. It was so hard. Now, I'm gonna be honest, because no one, you know, really knows this except for my fiance, of course. There got times where I just wanted to kill myself. I'm not gonna lie, because it was just so hard to deal with. You know, people just calling you names or coming at you wrong, and you've done nothing at all to them whatsoever. So it was really hard in middle school for me, I will say that. To be honest, once I was in 8th grade, I think that's when, you know, things got, you know, easier for me, of course. I'm sorry. That's when things got a little easier for me or whatnot. And it was pretty much when I was in 8th grade again, I started hanging out with someone. Her name was Marche. If you're watching this, hi. Or whatnot. And she's pretty much where I got my confidence from. I've seen the way she acted and how she was and how she carried herself, and I'm just like, why can't I be like that? Why can't I, you know, be as confident as she is? And, you know, the more we started hanging out, the more confident I got. We ended up going to high school together, and once I got to high school, that's when things started changing. I didn't care at all whatsoever what people said about me, because at this point right now, I'm thinking either I'm going to be dead or I'm not going to care what people are going to be thinking about me. Because it's pretty much at that point where I'm just like, no one should be able to break me down. No one should have that much power over me. So that's when I pretty much started to get my confidence, was hanging out with Marche. So I got my confidence from her or whatnot. And once I got to high school, I didn't have, you know, that many people talking about me or anything like that, but you know, when people would ask, you know, what happened, it's kind of like I already knew what they were going to ask before they asked, because I can tell them the tone of the voice and how they're, you know, bringing up the question or whatnot. So it's pretty much like, as soon before they even asked the question, I was just like, I was in a car accident. And they're like, how'd you know I was going to ask that? I'm just like, I just know, basically. And it's like, I'm sorry about getting emotional. It's just like, when people would ask me this type of stuff or, you know, confront me about anything, I would pretty much smile or I'll be laughing, and they're like, you know, why are you smiling? Why are you laughing? I'm just like, because what am I supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be upset when I'm telling you what happened or whatnot? It's pretty much, it was my way of covering up how I felt about the situation or so. And I felt like once I got to high school, me having so much confidence, it pretty much rubbed off on other people. I had, you know, people or females younger than me, you know, telling me, oh my gosh, I love you and your confidence so much. I wish I was like you, and, you know, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, you guys can be. You just gotta stop caring what people think about you and what people said. When people called me Scarface in high school, I didn't care. I'm like, okay, so you called me this. I know I have one. What now? Your point is proven. Your point has been proven since I got in the accident. Like, it doesn't matter at all whatsoever. So, scoot on. Like, it didn't matter anymore whatsoever. And then, once I experienced the people that kept talking about it or so, I would confront them. I'm gonna be like, yo, what's good? What's your problem? You know? And then, of course, those people would be like, no, I didn't say this, I didn't say that. I feel like people that would try to bully me were those people that were having problems at home themselves, and that was scary themselves. So of course I didn't care about them I would ignore them. It just did not bother me. I got to the point where if I seen other people getting bullied, or people talking about other people, I was the one to speak up for them because they didn't have the confidence to speak up for themselves just yet. So I'm gonna check you guys for them because it's wrong. I've been on the other side. I know how it is. So I'm not gonna sit here and be talking about this, that, and the third when I've experienced it. It doesn't feel good. So what I'm pretty much getting to here, in order to have confidence, you really have to not care about what people think at all whatsoever. You have to do what you want to do, and you have to uplift yourself, basically. I mean, compliments are nice, every once in a blue moon, but that doesn't matter if you don't feel it at all whatsoever. So, pretty much, you have to look in that mirror and just say, I love myself. I love who I am. I love who I've became. And to be honest, if someone were to ask me right now, would you get surgery to fix your face, or would you do anything to change it? I would tell them no, because I wouldn't be who I am right now if it wasn't for that simple car accident that happened. At all. But I really just wanted to tell you guys about myself and my story. And ladies, you all are very beautiful. You just have to accept it. Doesn't matter what shape, size, skin tone, whatever. You're very beautiful. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise, because they don't matter. They're dealing with something on their own. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to my stories, and I hope, the photos, weren't really bad, but I really felt like I needed to get my story out there, because if I do blow up on YouTube, I know I'm going to get a whole bunch of disturbing comments about, my face and everything, so I wanted to address it beforehand. And I do want this to go viral. I really do want it to go viral. I want everyone to hear my story. I want every person to understand that you don't have to have the perfect body, the perfect butt, the perfect breast, the perfect face to be beautiful. You can be beautiful on your own. You don't have to wear makeup. That's another thing. I don't wear makeup to cover up my scars at all whatsoever. I wear makeup because I enjoy doing it. I love doing makeup with a passion. It's who I am, it's what I love to do. So no, I don't wear makeup to cover up my scars, to cover up my skin. If people know me personally, you will know that I don't wear makeup every day at all whatsoever. It's only when I'm recording or if I'm going out. Other than that, I'm not wearing makeup because I don't want to hide my scars. And my father loves to call my scars my character. So I don't like to hide my character at all whatsoever. But like I said, thank you guys so much again for watching and listening to my story. And like I said, I really hope the photos weren't too gruesome for you guys to, look at or so, but thank you guys. Take care.